Hi, y'all. It's Miss Hill, Director of College Placement and Academic Services, Fort Union Military Academy. This is a special edition of The Next Stop, Senior Decision Time. So last night, the Ivy Leagues released their college admission decisions, and that usually concludes the season of colleges being in the driver's seat and telling students whether or not they've been accepted or waitlisted or denied. Those are the types of decisions that students should have presented to them at this point in time: admitted, waitlisted, or denied. If you have been admitted, congratulations. The college or university has admitted you for the fall of 2023, the class of 2027. You now have a preferred seat reserved for you. This seat is not guaranteed until you put the deposit down if this is the school you want to go to. In the meantime, they have a reservation made for you. So they're holding your spot until you tell them whether you're coming or you're not. If you have several admission decisions of acceptance in front of you and you're not sure what to do, some of the things that can help you narrow down your list and help you make a better decision. If you have any further questions about the school or what they have to offer or things you have decided you need for yourself in the last couple of months, you can reach out to the admission office to further ask any clarifying questions. You can go back to the school, whether it's in person or virtual, to take a tour and really assess if it is a good fit for you. Stepping onto a campus, as I have said, is really important to this decision, knowing if you are going to feel comfortable at that college or university. Attend the admitted student day. In the information that you've received, many schools will offer an admitted student day. Check those dates, see when those dates are, and if you are able to attend. Talk with current students that are there. Talk to a professor, ask them questions about the academics, the school, how the classroom settings are. You know yourself, you know what you need. So you need to ask those questions, figure out if it will be a good fit for you overall. If you've been waitlisted, the first thing I'm going to say is if you've been waitlisted, you need to make sure that if you want to stay on that wait list, you follow the school's instructions in order to accept a position on the wait list. Just because they've emailed you or put in the school portal that you've been on the wait, that you're now added to the wait list, does not guarantee you a spot on the wait list. If you do not confirm that you want to be on the wait list, you are not on the wait list. You've been given that decision. Now you need to let them know you're willing to accept that. Being waitlisted doesn't necessarily mean you've been accepted, and it doesn't mean that you've been denied. It means that you're kind of in a holding phase. You're in a queue. They have accepted the number of students that they can for the fall of 2023. If some of those students end up declining the offer of acceptance, that's when they may go and start pulling from their wait list. When they pull from their wait list, it's not a first come, first served basis. They're pulling in order to fill the needs of the class of 2027. So if they have 15 chemistry majors who are offered acceptance, end up declining, they're going to go to the wait list and start pulling those chemistry majors and reviewing those applications again. If you're a business major, you're not going to be considered for those 15 spots. That's something to keep in mind. You also will not know if you've been accepted until after May 1st. Schools will not activate or go to their wait list until after they know the number of students who are coming and what is fulfilled for the fall of 2023, the class of 2027. So you may not, if you're going to be on the wait list, you may not get a decision until Memorial Day, June 1st, after they've had time to reevaluate the class and see what their needs are. You want to make sure you keep your grades up. If you're on the wait list, you're going to stay on the wait list. You need to maintain the grades that you currently have and or raise them if possible, but do not let your grades drop. And when I say drop, I mean not from an A to an A minus. That's not drastic enough for the colleges to remove you from the wait list or reconsider your offer. Drastic consideration is going to be when your grade may drop from an A to a C. Okay, so that's what they want you to keep your grades up. Please do not email the college admission office before May 1st, asking them what the decision is. Saying that, hey, I know May 1st, I need to put a deposit down somewhere. I really need to know if I'm going to get pulled off the wait list and if I'm going to get an offer of admission to your school before May 1st. They cannot guarantee that, and schools cannot do that. So do not be impatiently emailing admission offices and asking for an answer. They may not have an answer to give you. Another admission decision is the unfortunate deny. The college or university did not feel, by reviewing your application and what was presented in your application, that you would not be a good fit for the class of 2027. Doesn't mean that you personally would not have been good, that you would not have been a great addition to their academic world. Every year, a college admissions is trying to fulfill the personalities that's needed for the class. And this year, what you had to offer may not have been what they were looking for. You could have been completely qualified, met or were above the GPA, met or above the SAT. That doesn't necessarily guarantee you a spot at that school. There's so many other things that a college admission office reviews in your application when it's looking at creating the next freshman class for that school. They look at your essay, they look at your volunteering, they look at your work history, they look at your short answer responses, your supplemental writings, they look at any leadership roles that you have taken, etc. Like, they look at everything as a whole in order to make the best decision possible. Understand, you have schools that are receiving anywhere from 30,000 applications and up. So make sure that you're not, it's not a good feeling. There's disappointment. I get it. I've been there. And it really stinks. As much as you can try to, do not take it personally, and understand, from what I know about you guys as a senior class, it's really that school's loss, not yours. Okay. Honestly, you're probably better off going somewhere that might fit you a little bit better, in my opinion. You can, if it's a school that you really, really want to go to, and that's been your dream school forever down the road, you can always apply again next year. You could take a gap year. You could do a PG year here. You could go to a community college for a year and then apply as a transfer student. You could go to a different university and then apply as a transfer student. The denial may have been for this year, but doesn't mean that it's forever. Will the school tell you specifics as to why you were not admitted? More than likely they won't. In all honesty, it's not going to change their decision. So I'm not sure if that would be beneficial for you or not, because it more than likely is not going to change their decision. Will they tell you why your best friend or your worst enemy received an acceptance and you did not? No. They'll talk to you about you. They're not going to talk to you about another student. Or, if Jill calls in and wants to know why Jill got in or didn't get in, they'll talk to Jill about Jill. They're not going to talk to Jill about Jack's application. So just understand that they will talk to you about you, but they're not going to talk to you about other students. And again, just kind of hit on this a little bit. A few seconds ago, you were qualified. How could they not admit you? It doesn't necessarily mean, yes, you may have had above the GPA, you may have had above the SAT score, you may have had everything under the sun. But when you're looking at 50,000 applications from all over, you have a strong competition because people are going to have those same qualifications. And there might be certain things that you don't know about another applicant that stand out for them that might not have stood out for you. It is a really tough decision-making process. And so understand that there are more factors that college admission officers take into consideration other than just the statistics. Okay, so what do you do at this point? Review the schools that you've received acceptance to. You've been admitted to the wait list. Follow the school's instructions to confirm the spot on the wait list and or accept their offer of admission. You are only going to be able to accept one school. So start narrowing down your list. If you have 6 schools that you've been accepted to, you need to start narrowing it down to maybe your top 3 and then reassessing and start narrowing it down yet again. What are things that you can think about when you're narrowing it down? Focus on the major areas of study, making sure that the school is going to offer all of the areas. Are you allowed to double major? Are you allowed to minor? Does it have the criminal justice with the focus of economics? What is it that you want, and make sure that that school has it? Is the school in the location that you want? Is it close enough to home? Is it far enough away from home? Is it in a climate that you want? Like, if you really don't like the cold and snow, Michigan or Wisconsin might not be an area that you want to end up in. Does it have the style of campus that you want? And a really important consideration, which is why I have it highlighted, is the tuition costs of the school. That is becoming more and more of the deciding factor. Who can offer you the financial aid? What's the tuition cost, and can it be afforded? Visit the schools with this perspective. Can I live here for the next 4 years? Does this feel like home to me? Email the school you will be attending if you've sent your deposit in, to make sure that they've received your deposit. And then also, you are going to need to email the schools that you're not going to attend to decline their offer of admission. So how do you do that? How do you reject an offer of admission? First, before you reject offers, you're going to want to make sure that the school you are attending can confirm that, yes, they've received your deposit and you are secure for the fall of 2023. You don't want to decline all your offers without doing that first. Second, you're going to want to make sure you reach out to the schools that have offered you acceptance and to politely decline their offer. What this does is it does help open the door for someone who may be on the wait list. And you can do it via email. You don't have to call them. Make sure that you're being courteous and grateful. They did read your application and accept you. Let them know as soon as you've made your decision of not attending, or as soon as you've made your decision to commit to another school, and be polite. You don't know if you're ever going to come back to possibly wanting to apply to this school in the future. So try not to burn any bridges now. Make sure, do you have to tell the colleges that you're not going? You don't necessarily have to, but it's good practice, because understand, if you're a student on the wait list, you're kind of hoping those students who aren't accepting offer to that school are going to let them know, so they know what they need to pull off the wait list. So doing that does help other students. You should also make sure you officially reject their offers. So you need to follow the instructions that the school gives you on how to reject their offer of acceptance. Okay. So again, if you have any questions about how to do any of this specifically, you'll need to reach out to that specific school. Here is a sample decline offer email. It's very short, sweet, and to the point. You don't need to add a lot of fluff to it. If you have on your acceptance letter a specific admission officer name, dear Miss, Mr., or you could just say, dear admission office, I'm writing today to thank you for the generous acceptance and scholarship offers. If you've been given scholarship offers, don't add that if you haven't. From, identified the name of the school, for the class of, and you're going to be graduating in 2027. After long and serious consideration of my offers, I've decided to attend. You can put the school of where you're going to attend instead. I wanted to let you know as soon as I made my decision, and greatly appreciate your time and consideration. Thank you for your assistance in my college search. Sincerely, and then put your name. If you have a student ID number that they gave you, you can add that too. It's not a bad thing to identify what school you are going to be attending. It does allow them to use that for data purposes. So it's not a negative thing. Another thing that you're going to be reviewing is any financial aid. And side note, if you've received any money offers from schools, any merit scholarships, seniors, please make sure you're sending that information to us in official documentation so we can keep track of it. As of now, we have the senior class of earning a little over 2.5 million in scholarships. Last year's class earned 4 million, so I'm going to throw it to you and ask, are you able to compete with that? And are you able to beat it? But we need to know those merit scholarship offers that you've been given in order to increase that number. All right, going back to the financial aid, there is a link here, YouTube link for the scholarship webinar that I hosted earlier this week with Miss Monica Matthews. It includes some great information and advice. If you have a chance, go and view that. If you've been accepted to schools and one merit scholarship offer is higher than others, you can contact that school and say, you know, I got this merit scholarship from you, but I've also been accepted to this school and have received this much merit scholarship. Is there anything more you can do for me? I really want to go to you. So you can call, can't guarantee that they would increase your merit scholarship because it does depend on what they have available in their financial aid department, but it never hurts to ask. The worst that they can tell you is what you've received is what you've got. The best they can tell you is that they might be able to scrounge up another 5,000 for you. I mean, it's a win-win situation the way that I look at it. If you've not completed your FAFSA form, please do so as early as possible. It does not mean that you are taking out loans, but a lot of schools, if you add those schools' names to your FAFSA report, the schools will look at that information and use that to help gauge how much scholarship money that they're able to offer you. Some credible scholarship links that you can do in order to do scholarship searches. If you're wanting to look for some more money, goingmerry.com, scholarships.com, fastweb.com, bigfuture.org, and howtowinscholarships.com. That's Miss Monica Matthews. That's her site. So all of those are credible sources. Understand you are going to, once you go in and fill in your information to be matched to scholarships, you are going to be overwhelmed with emails. So just prepare. If you need to create another email address, you can do that just for scholarships. Make sure it's something professional, first and last name, you know, the numeric numbers of your address or, you know, your birthday, something along those lines that make it professional. Okay. So what happens if you only applied to one school and unfortunately you didn't get into that school? What do? What options do you have if you don't feel like you have any options, or the schools that you've been accepted to are not really where you want to go now? What can you do? So you can think about taking a gap year. That's becoming much more popular because a lot of people aren't 100% sure what they want to do. And with college costing so much, it is difficult to rationalize going to college for the cost of $40,000 a year if you're not sure what you want to do. It's hard to put that in perspective and be able to stomach that decision. You could return to FUMA for a PG year. You can come as an academic PG. You can go to community college for a year or two and then transfer to the school of your choice. That's becoming much more popular these days because it does cut down on the cost of school. So you could even go to community college for 2 years, end up with your associate's degree, a 2-year degree, and then transfer and take the major courses that you would need for the area that you want to study. And what if you need to defer your acceptance? Can you do that? Yes, you can defer your acceptance to the school if you need to, or if you decided that maybe you don't want to go next year, but you'll go the following year. You'll just need to talk with that specific school and follow their policies for just deferring your acceptance. Hopefully this information was helpful for you and helpful to take the next step. You are honestly now, as the student and the family, you are honestly in the driver's seat. You have your options. Now you get to decide where you want to go. If you've received acceptance, the school is wanting you there. So email them, ask them any questions that you have, figure out where you want to go. We will be doing a college t-shirt day and a celebration on May 1st, Monday, because it's National Decision Day. All of the deposits and commitments are needed to be made at that time. So we will be having, special events that day in order to celebrate the next step. Wherever the person is going, it's decision day for post high school options. So if you are deciding on a school, you are committing, you are putting down a deposit, and you want to grab a t-shirt while you're at the bookstore or go online and order a shirt, seniors, you will be invited to wear your college shirt that day as part of your uniform. So just putting that information there if you wanted to go ahead and look to get a shirt before May 1st. If you guys have any specific questions, please feel free to reach out to me, send me an email. Make sure you're having conversations, looking at all options. This is ultimately a family decision. I'm here to guide, just like with giving this information today. But you know what's going to suit you best. And I'm really excited to see out of the really wonderful options you guys have where you feel that you're going to be going next year. So best of luck to you as you go through this decision. It can be a little scary and it can be a little overwhelming, but I have faith that everyone will be making a right decision for them in the end. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is hillk@fuma.org. If your last name is A through K, if your last name is L through Z, you'll be working with Dr. Benson. So you can reach out to him. All right. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy and best of luck as you go through this next process in the post-high school decision. Let me know if I can help.